This Karen went to jail for 6 years, and this Karen was fined $100,000. And it keeps getting worse. On this channel, we show you the truth behind the new viral entitled Karen videos and the consequences they received. Stick around to the end of the video, as these Karen's crimes get worse and worse. For the first Karen, we have Gas Station Karen, or as her family calls her, Adelaide Schroewang, aged 23. This incident started at Southwest Florida International Airport. The police were called on her after she refused to wear her mask on the plane, arguing with the flight attendants and even spitting at other passengers.
Hello.
We're gonna take you off the aircraft.
Yep, you're gonna have to get off the aircraft.
Yeah,
okay?
and you're out there,
Yep.
and I compliment you not wearing a mask.
She's a representative of the aircraft. They don't want you flying on their plane today, okay? So you're gonna have to get off
After
the
they
aircraft.
made us wait and wait and wait.
Yeah, that's the way it is. But right now, I'm gonna
And
need you.
that's fine, and I will respect that.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to grab your bag and just
And I
step
did
off
not
the
do
aircraft.
anything, actually.
We'll talk about it outside.
Disruptive, besides speak my mind.
Okay.
And you know what? I live in America, and that's what America's about.
Calm down.
No, you know
Listen
that.
to me. Grab your
No,
bag.
you know that. You know that.
Give me another unit on the plane, please.
If you really, if you are ever going to put your hands on
Grab
me,
your bag.
no, I will grab my bag. But you know I'm going to sit here and say what I have to say.
Listen, no one's gonna put their hands on you. unless
All
you
right,
have to.
yeah, you
Grab your
won't.
bag and
Yeah,
just step
yeah,
off
you
the-
won't.
Okay, but I need you to get up.
No. You
Okay?
need me to get up? You may need me to get up, but you know what I feel my need to do as a person? Just like Jesus Christ.
You need to calm down.
No, I'm gonna do what I need to do.
down.
I'm gonna say what I need to do, and if you're gonna do whatever you feel you need to
Okay.
do to me, right?
You
So
ready?
I'm gonna say what I am meant to say.
Yes, sir.
No, to everybody.
Stand up, man.
Everybody is
You're
doing
gonna
this.
get arrested if you do not
I'm
stop.
already gonna get arrested.
You're gonna get arrested if you don't stand up and get off the
I'm
aircraft.
probably already gonna get
Do you want to get arrested?
I really
Then stand up and get off the aircraft. That's all you have to do.
It's not about that, man.
Okay.
You can.
I'm
do
gonna ask
your
you one more
activity.
time, and then I'm gonna have to put my
But-
hands on you. Okay?
For what reason?
Because you're not
Let me
listening.
ask you that. You're gonna put no.
Fly.
And that's fine, that's fine. Why do you have a right to put your hands on me, though? No, why do you have a right to put your hands on me?
Ma'am,
What am I doing that makes you feel like you have the right to put your hands on me?
Tell
Seriously,
me
though,
before.
can you tell me that? Can you just help me to understand as a human that is alive, why do you? Seriously, though.
Talk to the captain. Tell him we need to
No,
remove
it
her.
really is. So that's my rights. Like, you need to. No,
Sit-
we're getting.
After this incident, Schroewang is charged with resisting an officer, trespassing, and interference with aircraft operations. Adelaide could receive a maximum jail time of up to 4 years. Serial cop Karen has been going viral after multiple videos were released of her harassing a police officer. Her first viral video was her verbally abusing and harassing a police officer, which ultimately got her arrested.
Well, I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist or something.
No, you're not. And I'm the smartest person you have ever met. So get the down. Why are you arresting me?
Transmitter back.
Even after all of that, 7 months later, another video was released of her doing the exact same thing. Police officers show up at the scene to retrieve some of her belongings from her ex-husband's house after a divorce. But Karen decides to film the entire thing to harass them once again. Oh, and PSA, her voice alone is torture.
Do you want your stuff or do you not want your stuff?
You have been no help
I'm asking
whatsoever.
a simple question. Do you want your stuff or do you not want your stuff?
Can you at least get your medicine?
I want my stuff.
Okay. You guys remain right here.
And what if we don't?
Reasonable, ma'am.
Reasonable? Like I'm afraid of you guys? Because you happen to be police officers? I'm not afraid of you. Do you think you're tough? Are you a good cop or a bad cop?
I'm a very reasonable cop, ma'am.
Yeah, you are. You're a bad cop, Usher. And that Sheldon is an even worse cop than you. And you guys have been out here and you've arrested me and I made a scene. And so therefore, what am I, unsafe? Is that what my record says?
I don't know what your record says, ma'am.
Why not? Excuse me, Usher. I'm asking you a question. What's your partner's name?
In the house?
Yes.
Brian Sheldon.
Brian Sheldon is a dude coming out of my vajayjay. He's a. He is a. You're going down, Usher. I'm filing a lawsuit against the City of Lake Oswego Police Department. And you can't even look me in the face? Are you afraid of me? What are you afraid of, Usher?
Your partner's going through his pockets. I'm making sure I'm safe and everyone else here is safe.
Oh, please.
Thanks, ma'am.
You gonna break out your gun?
Going 30 on 34.
You gonna kill him because he, looks like a hoodlum? He looks like a cancer patient. You wanna take me to the hospital? You think that's where I need to go? Huh? Do ya, Usher? You guys are no help at all. How much do you make? Where do you live? You probably live in Tiger, have a little house, or you walk around like you own the place because you think you're tall and you're manly and you're studly and everybody's afraid of you. Isn't that the way it is, Usher? Hey, keep your hands out of your pockets, okay? So I have vitamins in there that I need to get. I have naturopathic vitamins.
I'm not gonna go draw all that stuff. You're gonna have to go to a pharmacy to get vitamins and food. You can pick that up. Jeff's not here. Okay?
Bullshit.
You in the house.
I heard him. I heard him.
I just walked through the whole house. He's not in there. So you're free to leave. If you want any further stuff, you're gonna have to make the arrangements either with Jeff or get a writ of assistance from the Clackamas County Courthouse.
And how do I do that, Ed?
Well, call them and they'll tell you.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like they're so helpful during this time of need.
Absolutely, they are.
You are not helpful whatsoever. Do you hear me?
However, after the incident, the cops assumed she was just going through a rough divorce with her husband and decided not to charge her. But reports from her Facebook page say she's living with family and has received adequate medical attention. But let's just see how far that goes. This crazy Karen is screaming inside of an airport about being chokeholded to the ground after she missed her flight and tried running through the security gate.
I saw you run through the door when you weren't supposed to.
She is yelling about being choke-held to the ground, but reports from people inside the airport say otherwise.
Boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo! You off! I want the manager of the airport here!
Reportedly, this Karen wasn't allowed onto her flight when she tried to run to the plane, but was knocked to the ground. Police officers then attempt to calm her down.
I'm being arrested for being chokehold. Please somebody film this! I have to get on this plane. Why am I being held? God, please!
Now, this crazy landlocked Karen received multiple charges for her verbal onslaught. She received resisting arrest, possession of marijuana under 2 ounces, and possession of dangerous drugs. These alone are bad enough, but there are also reports of her spitting at flight attendants, which classes as simple assault, and also not wearing a mask. So after all of those charges, this mad airport Karen could face up to 4 years in prison with up to a $5,000 fine. The Karen in this next clip is insane to say the least. A couple were arguing outside a store when a security guard came outside to see what was going on. The Karen turns her attention to the security guard. It turned into a fight with biting and racism from the Karen.
The sheriff's department says they arrested the woman, assault with a deadly weapon because she allegedly threw a bottle at the security guard. Security guards and customers at the pavilion's parking lot prevented this woman, identified as 37-year-old Kashmir Durant, and her father from leaving.
Keep on using the N-word. Keep on using the N-word.
I'm going nowhere.
The incident happened Monday morning. Natasha Lawson is a security guard.
He gets a water bottle and she throws it at me and says, I said, get the F out of here, you look. It's time for you to take her. I said, because she's not going to be hitting me. I take her hand like this, move her hand. She immediately comes up to slap me. She catches my finger in her mouth and proceeds to chomp down on my finger.
Hit me. I'm not playing. They better do something.
Kashmir Karen Durant, the woman in the video, now faces a maximum sentence of 6 years, which she has pleaded not guilty to. Her charges are felony assault with a deadly weapon, assaults by means of force to do great bodily harm, and a misdemeanor charge of the violation of civil rights. Now, this last Karen really wasn't happy with a man not wearing his face mask on an airplane. An argument breaks out between Karen and the seated man. She slaps him silly and even spits on him, leading to her arrest.
Stand your up.
Sit down, Karen.
Karen?
You're good. Karen,
No.
sit down.
Sir.
Sit down, Karen.
Sit down.
Ma'am,
No, you're the.
Oh, no,
Right
you're
now.
do you want the police to meet you on the ground?
What right now?
Mask up. Now.
Mask up.
Put your mask up.
Mask up.
Drink.
Tell him to mask
You can
up.
drink.
Tell him to
You got
mask
your
up.
mask down.
Sir.
Yes, I did.
Unfortunately, we can't show the rest of this clip as YouTube is pretty sensitive.
She went crazy on the airplane.
punched this man in the face, spit on him, scratched him, pour hot water on my leg.
This Karen, whose real name is Patricia Cornwall, was charged with Class A misdemeanor for assault. She didn't submit a plea during her initial court appearance, but if found, she could face up to a year in prison and a fine of up to $100,000.